Hello YouTube friends, thanks so much for joining me. I want to go over like I promised before, I want to go over how you can make this from all the steps. I had done a couple videos and showing you how to do one part, but I want to put it all together and do as fast as I can, so this video is not going to be too long. And I want to give you all the tips that I have learned and the things to avoid as well. And I'll show you some of the steps. First of all, when you figure out how much it is that you need to make one of these, or whatever piece you're making, you want to make a mark on a cup for how much cement you want. And it's 1 part cement, 1 part sand. But the sand, you want to go over to get the bigger pieces out and just keep the smaller pieces. So this one I'm doing a little bit bigger, a little bit more, because I want to try another silicone frame, or whatever this is called. I can't remember now. But I want to try this to see how it comes out. So I'm making a little bit extra. So it's 1 part of each. I want to give you a little tip about the silicone frame as well, the mold. When you use the mold, you get a little bit of oil. Kitchen oil, can be any oil. And you pretty much just brush it off your silicone mold. This helps when you get ready to make it to remove it, so it doesn't get so stuck to it, the cement. So you just go over and just put it. Now, a little secret, this is where the tip comes in. When you do this, make sure that after you're done, you can leave it up like this for a little bit. But I already did this too. This one has got a little side in there, but you want to put it facing down, so you don't make a over spot with too much oil. You don't want to have too much oil, because that's going to mess up with your frame and your mold. So just put it facing down, because if there's any too much oil, it will drain into a paper towel. So you put in your cement, and this is very powdery, so you have to be careful. Then you pour in your sand, which is also. Now you also want to stir this before you put the water in. The reason being is it's much easier to mix it while you have dry. It's gonna make a lot of noise because this is noisy. Now, as far as the water, I usually never measure the water. I just put in until I feel it's good. See, it's already mixed. It's so much easier to mix when it's by itself, when it's without the water. So it's mixed. Now you're gonna be pouring in the water. So you can always measure the water as well. And you see how the water, if you want to measure the water, that probably will save you some time about figuring it out how much water you want. Sorry guys, I got a cold. Now, when you're mixing it, the corners get a little bit stuck with cement, and you want to mix it really well. It's not. I think it's a little bit less water than it is the cement. You want to make sure it's really mixed. Now, with this mold, this particular mold, it's very narrow. So with that being said, I need to make sure that the cement is very thin. Otherwise, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. Now, I have another trick that I want to give it to you, because I learned the hard way. And I want to show you guys. Let me move this water out of the way. While I'm mixing this, I want to show you guys what I learned this on the hard way. Oh, another thing too, this mold, I got it from Amazon. It's really lovely. And and make some beautiful vase. You can use it for succulents or for any other plant. I am using for my succulents, which one of these days I'm gonna show you guys. So sign up, hit the like button, leave your questions. I will try to answer them as much as I can. But let me give you this secret now. See, when you do the bottom part, you have to make sure that you do not put too much cement. And this is why. Look, you see it? This one is all messed up because of that. I put too much. So I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do with these, I think I'm gonna make a little feet and with a hard cement and just put on each side and level it, because right now it's unlevel. All right, I got it mixed and it's very soft. So let me show you. Let's show you guys. See, it's very liquid. I don't want it too thick because I want to make sure it gets on the sides. Now, another thing that you want to make sure that you don't have any like thick spot or any lump or anything in the mixture. I think I got it. All right. So, and then you get your mold. Now, that's another trick. I'm gonna give you another tip right now. When you put in your mold, okay, you put in slowly, and that's gonna be good because that's gonna give you the consistency. You also want to make sure it's leveled. So whatever you use, make sure it's leveled. All right, so I'm done mixing. I'm gonna start pouring. All right, there we go. You pour in, then you stop a little bit, like halfway through, and you want to give it a little tap. This is gonna do is gonna get all the air bubbles out. I usually like to hit a little bit. All right, then you go back and keep on going. Now this one, you have to be careful not to go over too much so it doesn't get unleveled. And you can do it this way too, by hitting whatever you're using to get the air bubbles out. And I want to show you, if you don't do that, this is what happened. Can you see it? Yeah, you get it. Right there. See the air bubble? That messes up a little bit, but you know, it can be fixed. It's just that why do have to do more work if you can avoid it, right? So I can put a little bit more. As you can see, the level. Now, before it completely dries, you can take it out of the the mold, and then I use a kitchen knife to do a little hole, and you can do it on the side, or you can do it in the back. You see it over there in the bottom. Or you can do it on the bottom, in the middle, or almost in the middle, I should say. Or you can do it really in the middle, whatever you want to put the hole. Now, the way you do your hole to make it easier, and I try different ways. For me, the easiest is to get a kitchen knife, and before the next day, before it's completely settled, when it's still a little bit easy to work with, you just start scrape the whatever you want the hole to go. Okay, so now this I'll leave it here until tomorrow, and then tomorrow I take it out and then I make my hole, and then I just let it dry. Now this one, this is the bottom part. That's the one that I don't want to have into this. See, so I want to make sure that that one I don't overfill. Actually, I don't want to overfill any, but particularly this one. So let me move it over here, and I'm gonna use this one like I'm gonna hit it. I don't know if I told you guys, I can't remember if I told you guys, but you want to also make sure that you put oil. Oh, I did tell you guys. Sorry about that. Getting all confused. So this one, you do it this way. You want to make sure. I think I may even have put a little bit too much still on this one. No, maybe not. You want to make sure it's leveled. Yeah, I did put too much, so I'm gonna scoop it up some. Trying to think how. Well, let me do this one first. On this one, I'm very curious, and I probably should get a video going when I take them apart. That would be fun, so you guys can see what's going on. This is a brand new one. I just got it, so I don't know how it's gonna come out, and it would be fun to do it together, right? Put on a comment below if you want to watch me take this out together so that we can see what is like. Now I'm also gonna do a little tap on this one to get the bubbles out. Interesting. Probably don't want to have that in there. Well, maybe I should. I have this little rubber band trying to keep this together. All right. So it'll take a little bit longer. So another thing too. So once you get this done, we are gonna go to the next step. So this is what you're gonna end up with. Okay, the next day you make the hole, and this is what you're gonna have. So let me pause while I'm cleaning up my mess. I'll be right back. Okay, I had a little bit left. So when you do cement stuff, if you are not 100% sure how much you have, then you want to have always plan B ready. This is my plan B. I want to make some mushrooms. So you see this? I just have the dollar store little containers like this, always handy, because when I have something left, I can just use that and make something like this. See, you just put oil. Then I'm gonna paint this and make into mushrooms. So I'll show you guys after I do it in the future. It's gonna be a while before I have time, but I'm gonna sand around the edges, and then I'm gonna make a base for it. Like, let me move this out of here. Like this, I'm gonna make a base for it from here, and then I'm gonna sand it and then color it. So I'll do another video about that. But let's go to the next step. I wanna show you all the steps. So let me move this around. And like I said, you always save something to use in case you have leftover. Once you're done, just clean your material so that you can use for the next project. So I'm done with that. And so here's my next step. The next step you're gonna do is once you cured, let it cure for as long as it needs. Sometimes I leave for 20 days. It depends how much time I have, but you want to let it cure. Some people say it cures within 24 hours. I don't know, whatever it takes or whatever you can do. I like to let it really dry out really well. Garbage that. All right, so next step would be, while that's curing for the next project, you're gonna end up with something like this. Okay, so when you do something like this, I have a video that shows how to prepare a primer for this. So once you prepare the primer, just follow that video. It's one of the videos that I have with home-based primer. I really love that. It's my best favorite one. So you do the primer first, then the next step, save your cups for the next one. The next step is you're gonna end up with something like this. I had the primer and I did one coat of acrylic paint white. Okay, so next step I'm gonna be doing a decoupage. Now the decoupage, Inside, let me show you about the inside first. If you are, you cannot feel it, but inside, I paint with this. This is a seal. It's a called Flex Seal, liquid rubber seal and coating. This will prevent from getting the water into the cement, and it will protect the inside when you water your plant. So I do that inside, and then I'm gonna do the decoupage. You pick whatever whatever napkin you have. Like this particular one, I use a different one, but I wanna have a set of 3. Now you separate your napkin, okay? Now with the napkin, the best way to separate them, you get a little brush and you put water around it, and then you're gonna end up and you just cut it, because you don't want to do cut with scissors, because it will be too much of an edge. And then to separate the layers, you just get your hands a little bit of glue and you just hold it like this, see, and it will come off. You want to work with just the print layer, not all the layers. And then you just wipe your hands so that you can work. Then the best brush to do decoupage is one of these harder brush. Actually, let me show you the brush that I usually use with the water. Here it is. I put the water around the picture on a napkin, and I just cut it before I separate the layers, because if I do this after I separate the layers, it gets too much water. Then you're gonna get your decoupage glue. Oh, you know what I should have done, which I forgot? Let me pause the video and go grab it. The plastic, hold on. Actually, I have a little plastic that I'm gonna try to use it. Hopefully it's gonna work. Now, you get a little glue and you pick your best side and you put the glue in. Always working from the center to the edge. There you go. Make sure it's very spread. Then you get your picture. And you put it in there. And always working from the edge. From the center to the edge. I want to do this side. There we go. I like this brush for the decoupage because it's stronger. There you go. Now, there you go. You see it? So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna grab a plastic, put on top of it, and just press it with a cloth. It worked. I'm glad it did, because I was a little. Oh no, it did not. Sorry. Wow. Nope. It has to be film, not plastic. So I'm going to remove this and grab my film. So let me remove that paper. These plastics do not work, guys. The best to do with film. So let me stop and get my film, okay? All right, let's try this again. So we already know that it will not work if you use just any plastic to put on top of it. Now, it's not that you really need to do it, to put the plastic on top of it. I like to put the plastic on top of it, but obviously I learned that it does not work with just any plastic. So you want to make sure you get the right plastic. All right, so then you do the decoupage. Now the decoupage can take some time. So let's put the plastic. And then you can just use this. And this is to get any bubbles out. like that. Now let's see if this is gonna work. I hope it will. Of course, you have to be very gentle and careful. Yep, it did work, guys. Then you come and get a little bit more glue and just put on top of it. All right. Then you go to your next one. So I'm gonna finish this and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I went over through the whole vase. So here's what I end up with. Now, once it's done, you let it dry, which shouldn't take too long. And you can either do another coat of glue, which I think that's what I'm gonna do right now as we speak, and let it dry really well. And then you're gonna have to use something to protect your, remember it's gonna stay outside, so you need to make sure that it's really well protected. You can use some type of I don't know, silicone, or I think I'm gonna use, let me show you what I'm gonna use. This is what I'm gonna be using. So we're gonna be watching it together. I'm gonna be using this, and then I'm gonna see how long it holds up to. If it eventually, maybe a year from now or so, we're probably gonna go back and look and see how they're still hanging out. Once you get this part done, you let it dry, and then we're gonna go to the next part. Now the next part pretty much is whatever you want to do as well. You don't have to do decoupage. You can do, I don't know, mixed media, or you can do painting. The sky is the limit, pretty much. Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you feel like you want to do, that's good. Now, what I did on this particular one that I told you I was gonna do to the end, so this next step would be, I did with this little color edge, I just painted the edges. Okay, I haven't sprayed these guys yet to be able to take them outside. That's why I haven't planted them. But to do this, I pretty much just grab it, and there you go. Put it on the edge. That's it. See? Easy. Done. And you can pick whatever color. Like on that one that I did the blue flowers, I'm just gonna do blue. And you can do different sets too. Like I want to have every sets of 3 with different colors, so they looks like a pair. Well, not a pair, but a set pretty much. So once I get this done, the next step, the decoupage is done. I always paint the inside of it with the bottle that I showed you guys right away. And if you make any mistake on that, that's easy to clean. You just wipe it. There you go. See, I went over there. So I just wipe it. At this point, you still can wipe it. Okay. So next step, I want to put, like I did on this one. I bought this at Michael's, I think it was. And I also want to put this bottom piece. You have to remember when you do the bottom piece, that's going to be sitting inside the coaster. So you want to make sure that you leave enough room for it to sit inside of it and still be able to decorate it. So I like to put it inside of it, and then I like to just go in and see. So let's see, I'm gonna start. I always like to start at the ugliest side because that's probably gonna be the side that I'm gonna leave to the back. So I use E6000, which for me is one of the best glue. And I do it like this. I just put it inside the tray, and then I start putting the glue all the way around, because this glue can mark my position that I want to be according to the tray and the vase. So then put it, makes it straight, and also it doesn't dry too fast. So I'm alright. It's not like using hot glue. Hot glue you have to go quick, but this glue you don't. And I like how this stays too. So I started over here, now I just come over here and put it up. I don't like to do it when it's still wet, but I'm doing it. I'm gonna pause for until I get that done. Okay, so with E6000, it does not dry right away, but it dries fast enough. With where I bought this detail on the bottom, I bought it at I'm trying to remember. See, I already even lost what oh, here it is. So I want to hold it. I bought this detail at I'm trying to remember, I think it was AliExpress.com. It was very cheap, and I have different colors, so I'm gonna probably use a blue one in there, and see how that goes. Alright, so once this is dry a little bit, I can just let it go, and then I'm gonna be pretty much just putting my little pearl, half pearl, to make a little details, and it'll be done. The pearl, I like to have them all in the same size. I bought them in Michael's as well. It's a big box that comes with pink pearl and white pearl, so it will last probably a lifetime. All the things that I buy probably will last a lifetime because it's so much. Once I'm completely done, then I'm gonna be spraying it to make sure it lasts a long time. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, share. I really want your help to help me grow my channel. I'll be doing a lot of videos from different subjects. Just start doing a video about real estate as well. I figured the best thing in life that we can do for everybody is to share what we learn, and this is what I want to do. I want to share everything I know. I want to share everything in my life with you guys, so please subscribe. I'll be doing some videos. I'm gonna be doing another video on resin art, which I'm past due to do it. I have everything ready for it, so it's gonna be coming up the next couple days. And also I'm gonna be finishing up this new set. So there is a video that I want to do with all my paintings. If you are interested in buying any one of my pieces, just let me know. Leave me a comment. We'll put my website on the bottom, and we'll talk again. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.